On page 111 of Jeet Kune Do, The Art and Philosophy of Bruce Lee, we read, I have disbanded all the organized schools of Jeet Kune Do because it is very easy for the students to mistake the agenda as the truth and to take the program as the way. This is Bruce Lee, 1972. So was there more to this action taken by Bruce Lee than just a desire to ensure that JKD students remained on the true path towards their own self-realization? We will examine further. Hello, everyone. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast number 163. This is the one about why Bruce Lee really closed his Jeet Kune Do schools. As you're logging in, if you guys would be kind enough to say where you're logging in from, hit the like button and continue to do so throughout the broadcast. If you're catching the final edit video over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support the program, feel free to go over to jkdrebel.com, click on the Rebel Gear link, where you'll find stuff like this, the ever popular 4 Tenets of Jeet Kune Do t-shirt. We confirmed it today, even though I will be honest, I do have to go back to the website and move some stuff around, but this is available as long sleeve, short sleeve, hoodie, and coffee mug, right? And we're also working on getting this stuff on a whole bunch of other items. So that's over at jkdrebel.com. Click on the Rebel Gear link. But of course, the best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Okay, so as they say on CNN, let's get into this. So like many other people, when I first heard or read about this whole disbanding of the Jeet Kune Do schools, I thought it was quite a high-minded move by Bruce Lee to maintain JKD's integrity. Some people believe that after doing this, Bruce Lee went on to teach only on a private basis to a relatively small number of people. And accordingly, these people, they use this occurrence as the evidence that Bruce Lee never wanted Jeet Kune Do to grow bigger or to be more mainstream. In fact, they go so far as to wonder if Bruce Lee would have wanted it to be featured in magazines or to be taught by anyone other than him, which is kind of interesting that somebody would come up with that. I mean, even though I understand where you can get those ideas from, but Bruce Lee himself was very good friends with Mito Uehara, the original publisher of Ohara Publications. And if Bruce Lee didn't want his stuff taught by anyone other than him, then why give 3 people permission to lead groups? Also, these people seem to believe that the eventual worldwide spread of Jeet Kune Do in the years after Bruce Lee's death, that's led to a deterioration in the quality, just as Bruce Lee's words seem to have been proclaiming. Like I said just now, I get all that. I can see all that. As a matter of fact, some of the people who have these ideas are some of the people in the Jeet Kune Do world with whom I have the best discussions. So I have no problem at all with them and their point of view. But what if the actual reason or reasons behind the closures were not as high-minded as I and many other people first believe and as they sound in that statement? So, like I said, I thought it was very altruistic, you know, on Bruce Lee's part, and that it made a really bold statement as to the exclusive nature of Jeet Kune Do. So many years later, I discovered that in some ways it was like a practical matter of finances, right? Sifu Nasano told me personally that in Los Angeles, at least, the school ultimately could not support itself because there weren't enough people training. There were people who were training for free and that kind of thing. Students who quit were not replaced. And so it was not a growth environment. the decision was made, therefore, to take, as he put it, the most dedicated people to the backyard and train them there. So I imagine, because I've never spoken to anybody directly about the situations in Seattle and Oakland, but I imagine that they were somewhat similar, and that's why the classes moved respectively to the basement of Taki Kimura's supermarket and to James Lee's garage. So as my friend Richard Torres, if you saw his comment on the postcard, he pointed that out to us, that way nobody had any overhead. Right. And I do want to mention at this point, because people see it as, okay, so Bruce Lee said close the schools, and then Bruce Lee continued to teach, but he started to teach private lessons because, you know, he wanted, again, the message of Jeet Kune Do was best passed on like the one basis, or the one to few basis, or what have you. Whereas I think that might just have been another matter of finances. Bruce Lee started to train people who, as my business mentor and the author of this book puts it, make your clients, as much as possible, make them the people who are least and last affected by economic downturns. And so if you have a student from the Hollywood milieu, like a Sterling Silliphant or a Joe Hyams or whatever, then you'll do okay, right? Not that Bruce Lee can make a living off of that, but he definitely put some effort into it. Everybody's seen these, right? I think, but because there's two versions, right? So this is the one that's $275 per hour, or $1,000 for a 10-session course, which is still good money. This is what, 1967? We're in what now, 53 years later or something, right? It'd still be good money. Okay, so that's how far ahead of the game Bruce Lee was, right? Okay, so I don't believe that Bruce Lee, there's no way that Bruce Lee could have known, right? All the ramifications of JKD training that came about in the years after his death, right? There's no way that Bruce Lee could have foreseen, for example, the rise in demand for JKD, the birth of the seminar industry as a means of spreading the word. Bruce Lee's unexpected death put his disciples in a fairly prickly situation, right? How best to continue the path that he had blazed while staying true to the art's highest ideals. So in all three cities, in Seattle, Oakland, and Los Angeles, they did what they thought best to carry on, and then things evolved from there. The late, great Big Sean Madigan from Dudes of Kung Fu, in his final podcast with Alex Richter, he talked about what if Bruce Lee had had a change of heart. Or actually, I don't even know if Sean expressed it as a change of heart. I say a change of heart because, again, there are people who think that Bruce Lee meant to keep it small, to keep Jeet Kune Do small, right? So I express it as a change of heart, and had decided to go bigger with Jeet Kune Do, right? He certainly did read up on sales and marketing. So to me, since Bruce Lee was not afraid to charge good money for Jeet Kune Do, I don't think that the practice of professional Jeet Kune Do, so as I express it, the practice of professional Jeet Kune Do is not propelled by any projected prophesying of what Bruce Lee may have done, but instead it is propelled by a realization of what he did do. And what he did do was to charge good money for his services. So I think that any legitimate Jeet Kune Do, legitimately qualified Jeet Kune Do expert out there, if you do the same, if you charge good money for your services, you're not breaking any kind of Jeet Kune Do law or breaking any kind of Jeet Kune Do code or what have you. There are some people who personally experienced Bruce Lee, and their preference was to go only as far as their perception of how far he went. While there are others, and I've said this before, their preference was to proceed beyond, progressing towards where they see that Bruce Lee was going. And what say you? Do you think that the spread of Jeet Kune Do over the past decades has been a good thing or a bad thing for the art? If you, whatever your comments, please let me know in the comment section below this video. And that's all I got to say. Right. Okay. So feel free, share, like, comment. I'll review everything after posting. I got to go do my 7 o'clock Zoom class, so I'll get to this afterwards. Sign up for notifications for when we go live here on Facebook. Subscribe over on the YouTube for the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast and the Jeet Kune Do dialogues. And when you're there, make sure to hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter for right now at Dwight Woods, and on Instagram for right now at Dwight D. Woods. At ilovejeetkundo.com, Quick Skills Series Volume 1 is available. We are working on Volume 2. Actually, we're working on a couple of other video projects right now. Coming up on Friday, January 15th, I will be posting at 6 p.m. my dialogue episode with Joaquin Marcelo of Jeet Kune Do Spain. We won't go live to do that, but I will post. I'm pretty sure I'll have the finished product up and ready for you, the final edit video. I'll have it ready by 6 p.m. on Friday, so I'll be posting at that time. Today's a pastel day. I know that this is the favorite for a lot of people, and it is one of mine too. I love this shirt, right? Real men wear pink. Real JKD men wear pink, right? So I'll see some of you back here on Friday at 6 p.m. when I post the dialogues episode. Otherwise, I'll see some of you next week for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. Until then, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Do Rebel, signing off. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk soon.